live, and it's Alicia Stringer here, and I always reach success dreams. We are the Determined Women Winning, and we are in the Inner Power Intensive group with Layla Black, and we want to invite you to join us because we want to share with us what has changed within us. I'm so excited. I see in my eyes, I was watching my Facebook feed in the year going, I can see in my eyes the change that has happened within me. And this powerful, intensive group has just brought everything together. So I'm excited to share with you guys about it. And here we're going to go to Sue first, and she's going to share what has changed inside of what has happened with this Inner Power Intensive, of what has been going on. So go for it, Sue.
Okay, hey everybody, it's nice to be here with you. Wow, you know, this 4 weeks went by so fast. I can't even believe it's over. It just seemed like, but it was awesome because we had a laid out plan, and it forced you to be always moving forward in your business. And that's actually one of the things I got out of it, was just making sure that I was staying on track and not letting any of my outside, you know, the things that pull you away, especially as a mom, which we all are here. You know, your child always needs something. You have to run to school. I mean, all these things. You have to make dinner. You have to get snacks, all these things. But when you have, really, it's a forced to-do list because we have accountability. So staying on track, having assignments to do and making sure you do those assignments really keeps you on track. Some of the exercises we did, I think it's really cool, Alicia, that you said you could see the change in your eyes. That's awesome to be able to see that shift. Because the other day I had someone, I was going through some really intense pressure, not business pressure, but some other pressure, and someone told me that they could tell on my videos that something was going on. They actually reached out to me, and so you definitely can see a difference when there's stuff weighing down on you. And this Inner Power Intensive, the exercises we did really helped me see that there was still a couple of key things. The one we did the first week, I think it was the first week, where we looked back at ourselves as a child. That one, just to be able to realize that most of the stuff that you're still getting hung up over is stuff that would not even be an issue. I thought, when I went through that exercise, I was thinking, yeah, no crap, because when I'm a mom now, if anybody messed with my kid like that, I would just go up and go, smack, get out of here, that's my kid. And so basically, when I was looking at myself, I realized, yeah, you know, when you're a mom, it doesn't matter whatever your personal hang-ups are, they just go right out the window. As soon as you see your child in any kind of distress, you kind of forget about all your insecurities. And I know you two can relate to that, because there's always going to be, there's been situations in my past with my daughter where I didn't think they took good enough care of her at daycare. She came home with a bump or a bruise, or one time she got bit at daycare, and I went ferocious on them. I was like, what the heck? And so those are times in my life where I can now see, going back through this exercise, that, you know what, that's who I am now. I'm like, I don't need to worry about all that because I can take care of myself and I can stand up for myself, and I don't need to be worried about that. So that first week really kind of set the tone for the rest of the exercises. And then when we went through, I think it was week 3, where we were looking at our business plan, that really helped me because I was kind of struggling with nailing down exactly who my customer avatar was. I kind of was all over the place, and one of the ladies that was training said something about my advertising was all over the place, and I was jumping from here to here to here to here, to kind of talking to everybody, and that really hit home to me. You know, I kind of doing that same thing. So it really made me have to take a step back, and I actually took a couple days to really sit down and map out that empathy map. Really helped me, I think. Sitting down and actually, if you guys remember, I wrote down actually like a story of my avatar, and I think just that exercise alone, of actually stepping back out of yourself, really thinking about what your customer avatar or your perfect customer's day is like, not their business day, but their day, their overall day, and writing it down on paper really helped me to pinpoint how to message to them. So that helped me a lot. And then this last, oh my gosh, the final closeout we did just a couple days ago when we all had our candles and singing, and that exercise that we did there, where we first went forward in time, many generations forward, and saw a young girl. I think that we were supposed to see around 8. I think the girl I saw she looked like she was around 8, and see if we could get a message from that little girl. And then we went all the way back in time, way back, basically to the dinosaur times, and started moving forward. I actually felt like when I was doing that exercise, it reminded me like of the first time I meditated, where I actually felt like something was happening, not where you're trying to meditate and you're just like all thinking about all this stuff and you're trying to quiet your mind, but actually where I got a result. And for me, what happens is I'm closing my eyes and I'm thinking, I'm really focused in on the talking and the guided meditation, and my eyes will start just twitching like you're having a dream. They just go really fast, like I'm getting all these flashes of imagery in my head, and it's just so, it almost like knocks you over. It's so powerful, and you're like, wow, this is really intense. And what I got out of the whole thing was, I know that what I do now affects my daughter and how she'll be as an adult, and then I'm a role model for her. But I think sometimes we forget that it's not just our little families that we're touching and changing, that every single time, every single person that we help, we don't have to have a huge team. It can be a small team. It can be one person. Every time we reach out to offer assistance, every time we go out of our way, every time we stay up late to get something done because our team is depending on it, all of these little actions that we have is like a little ripple. And you know that in your head, but going through that kind of an exercise for me was really solidifying that and making it more real to me, that I was actually really affecting, that my potential here as someone living in 2015 was so much greater than my lifetime even, that it was going to go on for generations and generations. Now, I first mentioned that we started with this little girl that was way in the future and tried to see if we could get a message. During the initial thing, I didn't get a message, but later on I went back and did it. And for some reason, I got the message that I needed to take care of the oceans. Now, I don't know why I got that message, but that has been on my mind a lot, because I do feel like we're wrecking this earth, and the ocean obviously is the majority of the earth, is water. And so I actually, to go back and do that exercise on my own and to get that message, it just goes to show you that the exercises that we've done in this Inner Power Intensive have been really, they really have touched me, and I can see that they've touched all of you and all of the other ladies, from the tears that we've shed to the breakthroughs that we've seen people having, making videos when they've never made videos, moving forward on their business plan, getting those aha moments. I've had all of those things too, and looking at where you started, you thought you thought you didn't need this again. I thought I did this already before. A lot of it's going to be repetitive, but then you realize that there's always work to be done. And because of the two of you and our other accountability sisters, it's always a different experience. And I think that's one of the most powerful things, is meeting other women who we're the same in many ways, but of course we're different, and getting those perspectives of different. I mean, we're all so different. We all are parents, but we all have different living situations. We all have different relationship situations, and getting to know different situations helps you when you meet new team members and they come into your life and you go, wow, this sounds very similar to Tina, or this sounds very similar to Alicia, and it helps you relate better to them and to be able to step in and help them. So just getting around all these different scenarios, just one more big plus. You just can't do this alone. I really don't think you can do this business alone and reach your total potential doing it alone. I just don't. So lots of ahas for me.
That's awesome, Sue. Really, really great insights on on how we. Sorry, my girl. Uh, how we are for other people, and how we have been able to do this together. And for so long, I can relate being doing this on my own, and but yet, you know, when you look up, see the mentors that you're going in the same direction and being alongside with them. And I think you could really see that in how we can really help each other with that. It's very, very powerful. And the right points of where you need it, not push. We need that. I've been pushed a lot. All right. Bushweek, come on. You can do it. Zena, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Hey, everybody. It's first and foremost, it's great to be on with you guys again this week. Sue, I definitely agree with what you said. The 4 weeks went by so fast. It was like, what do you mean we're almost done? Like, I couldn't believe how fast it went by. But at the same time, I mean, you guys were there. You saw some of the releases that I had and just the changes. And it's just been a very, very powerful experience just to be a whole part of this boot camp. First and foremost, because, as you said, Sue, the connections that we've been able to make with other women and to see how much we actually do have in common, because you always feel like either, you're alone in a situation or you feel like you just can't. There's always that woman clash that you can't really be with a group of women and all get along. And being part of this Inner Power Intensive has completely knocked all of that out of the box. For me personally, what I've gotten out of it, I mean, so much. Being able to, starting with the first week and just releasing things that I didn't even realize I was holding on to. And once I was able to do that, it was more than an aha moment for me, I think. It was just like 5 light bulbs were just lit at one time because I was able to see things that I probably saw slightly before but never really put a connection to it. And it kind of just brought everything all together. And then, in the second week of the boot camp, we were talking about the present, again, where we dug deep and we got into really what our true why and purpose is. And, we all start a business or get involved in healthcare or whatever it may be for a particular reason. But when you really dig deep, you find out that it's more than just the surface reason, and this boot camp has definitely helped me see that even more so. The closeout was powerful, isn't even the word for it, to see so many of us. I mean, I don't know, we were 2 screens full, so that's at least like 50 women, and all of us with our candles lit. Just it was like one big bonfire. We were around and we were all together able to share. You could see clearly on everyone's face the emotions that we were feeling, and just passing the candle from one, lighting the next one, lighting the next one. I never thought I would experience something like that with women that I didn't know on a personal level, and the relationships that, for me, that I've built since being a part of this with you guys and my accountability. And I mean, these are relationships that I feel like are just going to go on forever now, and I don't think I would ever have these if I had not gotten into this Inner Power Intensive where we were all able to connect, and so like Sue was saying, we think, it's good to be able to say, oh, that sounds like Alicia, or that sounds like Sue, and just to be able to know that, I actually can help somebody by sharing my story and just have a conversation with somebody to make them feel better. It really, really ignites something on the inside and just makes you feel more powerful, where before, I always felt like I was alone because, I mean, I have girlfriends, very few. I've always kept my circle very small just because of, the jealousy, the comparison, the cattiness that women generally go through. But, none of them live close to me. Everybody is spread out. And even though, you guys are in a totally different time zone, it's still like we come together every week and it's like we're in one room together. So it's like, oh no, girl power time, I gotta go. My daughter called me and I'm like, listen, you always call me too close to my hangout times, I gotta go. Because I gotta go meet with my lady. She's like, you're always on a hangout. I'm like, listen, I'll call you back, I gotta do this. But it's so great to be able to have a connection with genuine people. Because I can tell from a lot. When I first started doing the hangouts, I would always stay in the speaker view mode where I was only seeing the person who was speaking. But then as time went on, I started doing the gallery view because I wanted to see all of the other women and actually be able to see their faces, see if they were actually connected the way that I was as far as emotions and everything else. And I mean, I can honestly say that on every face that I saw, there was a connection and everybody was definitely in the moment. Layla is great, as you guys know, and she brought things out of me that I didn't even know from my feet. She just brought them out and through my eyes. And I'm pretty sure a couple of people, I don't know, maybe my story had other people crying because they could relate. But again, like I said, it was actually genuine, and the legacy part, oh my God, I don't even know how to put that in words because I was able to see the little girl, and mine was also around the same age, like 7, 8 years old, and the message that I got from her was, thank you for helping my mommy not have to go to work. So that was really powerful for me in knowing that that's one of my goals in helping women move away from corporate America and the job thing of having to leave the kids, put them in daycare, not be able to spend the time, and just missing, the precious years of their lives that you can never get back again. So this Inner Power Intensive has it's been really, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Dynamite. It's just TNT, like blown up. I call it the IPI TNT because it's just been across the board for me, across the board, beginning to end. And I'm looking, this was my first one. I can't wait until January because that'll be the next one to kick in, and like I said, just the relationships that we've built from this particular accountability group, I know that those are going to be, they're going to be forever. So I'm looking forward to the next one as well.
Awesome, Tina. That's so great. Okay, I guess it's my turn. I am excited that you shared how, you could see everybody had the reactions like you were having, like you didn't feel like you were alone feeling the way you did. And I can relate because any good, valuable training I've gone through, the ones that are really good are the ones that you want to watch over and over, and every time you watch it, you get a little bit more out of it. So many more, insights that you're like, I didn't catch that the first time. Oh, I didn't catch that the second time. But dang it, the third time, I really got it this time. So I watched it, and Layla and Terry and Candace, and some of them are really, really good at like guided meditations. And when been or believed or even experienced meditation until I connected with them. And they told me how powerful it is on how it changed their lives. And using their guided meditations and the ones that they recommend that I have experienced are the ones that like I go through and again, like it changes the way you look at things differently because you've grown yourself and experienced one thing, and you're now in a new spot, and now you need to grow some more. And that's when you know you've got really valuable training, when you know you can continually grow. And that's where I've seen, like, in my eyes has changed, just more confidence, more the feeling of more security that I've never had before, and when I really can make it this time. I really see doing this over and over, just staying on this right path will get me to where I need to go, because this is one of the most stressful months that I've had to go through. I've never been through a deposition before. I've never I'm about to go to court, which I've never been to before. You know, just, you know, the divorce is one thing, but having to change a relocation and say, look, I'm going to move is another, I think. I don't know. But I think giving me strength to be more honest with myself and be more open to saying, this should be clear of what I need to have done, what I need to do in my life to see that independence, see us, you know, grow together and see that this is the right thing to do. And even that little parenting class, you know, how other people are affected can be so powerful. So those are the biggest, you know, ahas. What has really changed me is, you know, the going back through those guided meditations and seeing myself grow through this, grow myself and to experience it. Now, Layla went through a guided meditation to be on stage, and I've kind of heard that before with her experience, and I was there in Chicago, and you know, I've known her for a long time, and every time, you know, sometimes I see myself on stage and sometimes I'm like, you know what, dang it, I just want to be on the next step and just move to Houston, you know. So the next step for me going, if I can just move to Houston, then I can see that next step getting on stage. Or, you know, I keep on these little baby steps. I've got to accomplish this one thing, which moving is a pretty big step, and getting that one step down will enable me to open more doors and more things up in my life. So I'm not quite at the level she's at, so I think repeating that exercise might help me, you know, a lot, because I see myself on stage, maybe playing the piano or something, you know, something. But I think it gets more clear the more people I help, and the seeing more of my team come through the doors and seeing their changes, and dang it for Layla as well, as all the people she's changed, and see more doors open for her, because I remember her going through the exercise and the first time and her sharing what she saw and what she's been able to develop throughout that. Is something to watch. I think that's what I was watching, you know, how do some of the leaders change their perspective and where am I at compared to that, as well as I want to be myself in my own journey. You know, I'm not the same like Layla or whatever. And I think I got a comment on that one time. One of the events, I actually took a picture with Layla and I put it on my fan page, and everybody's like, you don't need to have your picture on your fan page with her. You know, you don't need to. I think people are thinking I would need to lift up or be kind of like her or something. I was like, oh, it's just a picture. You know, I didn't even think of looking at it that way, but I was like, I got to be myself. You know, I don't need to like come page out there, and you always need to present yourself of who you are, where people should see you the best. You know, it's good, you know, profile, you're hanging with people, but to actually put it on, you know, one of your property or something like that, like fan page or blog or something, you got to watch those kind of things. And that made me realize a few more things of what I do. It don't matter, everybody does it. Right. But your perspective, I just had one comment on that, it didn't matter, but I can see just so many more changes. I'm just so excited about what's coming, and we're going to have Laura out here is in Costa Rica, really spending the time where it's needed with her family right now, you know, during the holidays, and she's going to catch up on her own time. She missed some of her computer, and the internet's kind of out for her, so she doesn't have any options but to put things on hold for a little bit, but I know she's going to come back. She's been in this game for several years, and I can just see her coming back real strong as she's going through it. She might take a more powerful stance in January as she has time to do it. And we have here, my goodness, Christy coming out, and she is going to, she's been going through some things as well with her family, changing up her even laptop and stuff to be able to do this. And so I know she's going to come out. She's just so excited. She's got a little oomph in her to take some time back to regroup and make it a bang ending. And I'm excited to see the changes that she's gone through. Just some little tweaks in her life will make her be such a powerful woman. I'm excited to see that. Oh my goodness, it's been a wonderful, wonderful group, and I have learned so much from these ladies, and been really honored to be around them and part of them, and um, been, and it's tough, I think, being in part of the leader role, going, come on, and like, some ways I want to be just the leader messenger, look, this is done, or look, this is where it is, but it's also kind of a push reminder, look, you can do so. And I think being, I don't know if it's like the younger one or being the one that's been around, like, I can do this. Y'all have seen me like push hard. I get my work ethic from my dad, and I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but he's one of these people that create companies and create companies. He self-started Compaq Computers and wants to be on the low millionaire in the background, but he's the one that he told me a story one time that he was one of the top ones in his group, and he was always went in early to work and did all the work done before his whole entire group, just got it done and was able to move to the next level on a stage. And some of them, just being closer to them here in town, I've gained a better relationship with them and really respect. If I can just do a few of these things on my own, and they've given me more confidence in that, and they and try not to cry, and they've also just knowing my dad's work ethic is where I kind of get, and it's weird because I don't think they see that in me quite yet. The work ethic that I got from them, that I do work really hard and staying on top of everybody, and knowing what's going on all the time, and like Stu was saying, you're around everywhere. I'm not sure what all you're doing because I do so much kind of thing, because I have so many different projects going on that I manage, that's where that work ethic comes from. Going, if I don't have not only my stuff, but I'm managing at least 5 other people's businesses, then something's wrong with me, right? I've got to get some more business. So come my way, right? Let me help you even more. So as I said, don't worry about contacting me. I manage over 14 Twitter accounts, over 10, 12 Instagram accounts. Google Plus. Don't even get me started. So managing all these different social medias, and you're able to manage and know what's going on at all times. It's a new type of work ethic, that you're organized and you know exactly what's going on. So I'm excited to see what's coming on in January. I'm excited to get my court date, get to move to Houston soon, and make some changes in my life that we set intention for going, and make things happen where they need to happen, because what has changed within us is going to change around us, and it just comes full circle. And I'm so excited to see all those different changes in our lives and celebrate and be able to say, I was with you when you went through that, and just to see the powerful changes is so exciting. So is there anything else you guys want to share? Because I really don't talk on all that. Helping people see this can really help them get inside the Inner Power Intensive.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was going to say was you really, if you want to see some changes in your life, it helps so much to get around people who also are seeking changes in your life, and to use the people around you as not only to help you boost your confidence, but to basically, I did a video about the Inner Power Intensive where I talked about how when you're not able to stand on your own, we're there to prop you up. When you're feeling a little bit timid, we're there to prop you up. That you're not in it alone, you're here with your sisters and you're going forward. And yes, we do kind of feel like sisters. The 3 of us had never met before, 3.5 weeks ago. But I honestly feel like I know these ladies much longer than that. And that's just part of the fact that we're in an awesome community in our company, that we all know that we're like-minded, but beyond that, it's the being in a group, an intense group where you actually you communicate, and I don't know, that's missing in today's world, the actual communication where you're face-to-face communicating, not texting someone who's sitting right next to you. You just miss so much doing that. You miss the feelings, you miss the interactions, and you're forced in this situation to take up a little bit of the part where you're working from home, and a lot of people, I think, come into this industry because we are a little shy, we're trying to hide behind our computer. Well, these interactions force you to get out of that hiding behind your computer and get back to what this industry is all about, which is the elbow to elbow, getting to know people and relationships. And when you have to have these relationships to move forward, because you don't want to be up at the top all by yourself. If you ever did make it to the top, you don't want to have gotten there from stepping all over everybody. You want to get up there and have people to celebrate and have other people go up with you. You want to rise together, and that's one of the things I've always liked is the tide goes up. If the tide goes up, all the boats go up. Not just one boat, all of the boats go up. So, yes, get involved with this. We'll have links on the page somewhere, or just hit one of us up, and I just know it's going to be a life-changing experience for you, even if you feel like you don't need this. Because a lot of people go into this, and if you have the brick wall up and you're thinking, I don't need this I don't need this mindset crap, I don't need this. I just need to know what business stuff to do. It's all interrelated, and until you realize that, you'll get to the top, and you'll be like one of those people that has all the money in the world, but they'll be up there by themselves, and they'll be miserable. It's not just about money. You get up to the top, there's so many people that you hear get divorced. They have no good relationships in their life, but they have all kinds of money. Money doesn't mean crap if you're by yourself and you're miserable. You need it all. And that's what this is about. It's about keeping your mind in the right place, getting the right skills, growing to the maximum potential you have, and that's different in all of us, but you will see growth from day 1 to day 30. You will see growth in multiple areas. I can just about guarantee it. We don't have to have an income disclaimer because that's not guaranteeing income. That's guaranteeing personal growth. So that's my 2 cents.
Excellent. And that's what I mean by the deeper relationship, the deeper meaning behind it. Excellent. How about you, Tina?
Yeah, I just wanted to pretty much second everything you said, Sue, because I know not only have the group assignments that we've done been great, but a lot of the individual assignments, because we also have those as well to do. And like using the Love and Mirror as an example, that for me I did with my daughters, and that was a great way for me to see what they think of me. You know what I mean? Because, we as parents, we know there's times, your kids hate you, there's times they love you, but that was more, it was more in depth to go into, what they see as, like, one of the questions was, what do they see as your strengths, and what can you do to make things better as far as your relationship? So that was a really powerful one for me. And also the problem solver one. I remember the one that you did, Alicia, with the problem solver one. And everybody thinks, like, solving problems doesn't have to be, you're saving the world. It can be something very minor. And for me, something as simple as showing kindness to offer someone my seat where they would be more comfortable. And that was a very powerful thing because, the woman, she thanked me over and over and over and over again because I know that if I had been in this situation, I would rather be riding in much more comfortable. And if I had someone sitting next to me who was, a fraction of my size and they've got all this space and nice and comfortable, meanwhile I'm tight, I would have been upset the entire ride, but for me it was nothing to just say, here, you can have this seat, I'll be comfortable no matter where I am, whereas most people would be like, well, that's her problem, not mine. So that, it was a way of solving a problem, something that most would see as minor, but and initially I thought it was minor too, until I started getting the feedback from the other people in the car, and it was like, wow, okay, maybe that wasn't such a minor thing, but living here in New York City, unfortunately we have a reputation of being not so nice, so it was just a way of, there are some of us here who are nice. us, you know, and we do care about other people. So it's just, I mean, this Inner Power Intensive has just been across the board, and not, like I said, not only as a group, but also in our individual assignments that we had to do. You know, I discovered some things about myself that I probably knew but never really paid much attention to it. So every assignment that we've had, I think in one way or another, has brought to light things that were sort of in the dark for me before. You know, and, you know, once you see the light, everything changes. You know, I remember on one of my videos, I think Sue said to me I looked like I was glowing. And that was like shortly after one of the releases, you know, and it was like, okay, well, I am kind of glowing because I've let go of something that was really, really major. And, you know, like I tell people all the time, let it go, let it go. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. But I didn't realize what I was holding on to, and it was pretty serious. But once I let it go, it no longer was. You know, so just to see and feel the shifts within myself, to get feedback from my kids, to know how they perceive me over the years and things that they see. You know, and one of the things that they had in common was, you know, the determination, you know, and that I don't give up, you know, and I think that is very major, because that's something that they'll also take on for themselves and carry with them through life, and never giving up and always keeping moving forward, always keep striving for your goals. And I think that's important for people, because a lot of people start something and don't finish it, you know, because they expect change overnight. And change does not happen overnight. It doesn't happen in business. It doesn't happen as an individual. Definitely doesn't happen with kids. You know, I was just telling Sue earlier this week, she was telling me about something she was going through with her daughter, and I'm like, it'll get better, it'll get better. But, you know, so it helps me, and I think with a lot of the ladies here, my kids are older, so you guys are going through things that I've already been through with your kids, you know, and some things it gets better, other things it's going to get worse. I'm sorry to tell you, but, you know, overall, the majority of it is going to get better. And in the end, you know, your relationship with them will be stronger. And the things that they may hate you for right now, when they get older, they'll appreciate much more. You know, so it's just been, I love this. I can't wait for the next one. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that, you know, we can still hang out together, you know, not just because this particular one is over, but to just keep it going, because I love the ideas that I get from you guys, and seeing how, you know, I mean, Alicia, you're all over the place. I'm organized, but I am nowhere near that at all. Okay, I mean, I've got like, I think I got like 4 or 5 Instagram accounts. And, like, I go crazy sometimes and just like, okay, log out of that one, go into this one. Okay, you got to post here, you got to post there, you got to post. And I do have some of the automated stuff set up, but it's like, okay, I got to remember to go in and automate the automation. You know, so it's like I'm nowhere near where you are, but I am growing, you know, and it's good to have you as an example, because that'll keep pushing me forward, too, because I'll get there. Like you say, you're not where Layla is yet, but you will be. I'm not where you are yet, but I will be. You know, Sue and I are talking about doing some things together that'll push both of us forward. So it's just great, these connections that we've made all together around the board. So I just wanted to finish up with that, and, you know, definitely encourage anybody who's watching this. You know, like Sue said, you might feel like I don't need that, but you do need it. You definitely do need it, because it's not, I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking it's all business related, and it's not. It's been more individual, personal development, finding out who you are and what you truly want, more so than it's been business related. And I think that's more important for people to understand, because unless you are truly in touch with what it is that you want and where you want to go, your business means nothing. You know, like Sue said, you know, you can have all the money in the world, but if you're miserable, then it means nothing. You know, you could be a multi-millionaire, but if you're a jerk and nobody wants to be around you, your money is not going to change that. You know, you're still going to be the person that you are, regardless of what's in your checking account or what's in your pocket. That's not what makes you the person that you are. And this Inner Power Intensive helps you to discover who you truly are, and then the connection, you know, with the other women. Because I think all of us, even Christy and Laura, who are not here right now, all of us have discovered that we all have something in common, you know, that we never would have known prior to this boot camp. So I would just definitely encourage anybody who is watching, become part, get yourself on the waiting list for the next coming in January, because that's going to be another one that I think is just going to be explosive. I'm looking forward to lighting more candles. I've always been a candle person. What I didn't do this time that I am going to make sure I do next time is get my sage, because I was, you know, doing the motions, but I didn't have the smoke to go with it. But I was still there. I was in it, so I definitely want to get that so I can be a part of that as well. And just I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. You know, January it's going to be here fast enough, but I can't wait for it to get here, just so I can connect with more ladies and find out more stuff about people. So that's my 2 cents.
Awesome. We've spurred some new spark and ideas within each other. It's awesome. Excellent. Hang out, ladies. I want to inspire people. Get in the Inner Power Intensive. Connect with us. Just message us, Google us, find us on Facebook, whatever. Make it happen and decide that you will change. You are ready to change. Thanks, ladies. I'll end this, and you have a powerful day. And let's do this in January. Have a great day.